This story begins with a problem. A large crowd, hungry people, limited resources. The disciples see lack immediately. They look at the crowd and start calculating. They're carrying the one over. How much money they don't have, how impossible the situation feels. They focus on what's missing. Jesus responds differently. He doesn't panic. He doesn't shame them for not having more. He asks a simple question. What do you have? 5 loaves, 2 fishes. Not impressive, not sufficient by human standards. And yet, Jesus calls it forward. This is important. Jesus doesn't wait for abundance. He begins with what's already present. Enough isn't about quantity, it's about surrender. The disciples could have dismissed what they had. They could have said it wasn't worth mentioning. They could have held on to it out of fear. But they brought it to Jesus. And that's where the miracle begins. Not when more appears, but when what already exists is placed in God's hands. Jesus blesses it, he breaks it, and suddenly enough multiplies. Not just barely enough, but more than enough. This story confronts the way we view even our own lives. So often we underestimate what we've been given, our time, our energy, our resources. We label them as insufficient before ever offering them to God. But Jesus never asks us to bring what we don't have. He asks us to bring what we do. Contentment doesn't say, this is all I'll ever have. It says, this is enough to begin. And that changes everything. Because when you begin with enough, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop postponing obedience. You stop believing the lie that what you have doesn't matter. So today, reflect honestly. What have you been dismissing because it feels too small? What have you been holding back because it doesn't feel impressive? Jesus shows us this. Enough grows when it's surrendered. Peace grows when we stop measuring ourselves by scarcity. We don't need more to begin. You need trust. Begin with enough.